is Jesse with Kalo Services. Today we will be going over a preventative maintenance process with a ductless system. We're at a customer's home. We're doing the ductless maintenance as well as the central AC. We're primarily going to focus on the preventative maintenance on the ductless system using a couple new products as well. We'll just get right into it. First, we're going to just get set up. I like having the tool pouch with me. So today we're going to use the Desolv kit. That's going to be for cleaning the coil and everything like that. This one, in their maintenance agreement, we agree to pull and clean the actual blower wheel every visit. But also we're going to use the Desolv kit to really get that evaporator coil and the housing of the system perfectly clean for them. It's in their master bedroom, so that's a really high priority for this customer. All right. So just a basic pump sprayer, Desolv kit. I'll hook up the shop vac to the condensation line at the outdoor unit. That's going to help me when I take the unit apart to prevent any water coming out of that drain pan. So here's the outside unit. It's a gravity drain on this particular system. That's what our copper and drain line is in. So our drain line is going to stick out right here behind this bush. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up the shop vac to that. It'll be a little bit noisy, and then we'll go inside. First, we're going to do the inside portion of the maintenance, and then we'll come out here and do the run test and complete the maintenance on the outside. So first, I'm going to set up our drop cloths, step ladder, and then we'll bring in the Desolv kit and go from there. Here's our Desolv kit. It's really nice. So the design on this is once we take it apart, we're going to pull and clean the actual blower. Then we're able to hook up this bib and actually use our pump sprayer and completely clean the coils without pumping the system down, removing the whole indoor unit, which could be a 5-hour process. This helps eliminate having to go through all of that. It's going to come with the cleaner. You can dilute it up to 4:1. So that would be 1 part cleaner, 4 parts water. Today, I'm going to do about 50-50. Then it's going to have the support bracket. This actually hooks up to the back portion of the ductless unit. Then we're going to have our bib. Actually even comes with a little cleaning brush that you can use, kind of helps clean it out. And then this bucket is actually used, so once we actually have the bib up, after cleaning it and everything, spraying it down, all the dirty water is going to flow into the bucket itself. Then you can just carry that out, dump it out, and you're good to go. First, I got to take the unit apart, remove that blower or wheel, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and start taking everything apart. I like to take everything apart and actually bring it outside and clean it. Pretty basic, these. It's got a clip on either side. Top part pops off. You're gonna have your 2 washable filters. Those are definitely ready to be cleaned. Yeah, this one too. I don't know if you can see it or not, but. All right, so then here you're gonna have your vanes. It's got 2 little tabs, pop out. Then you have your housing plates here and here. Biggest thing, don't lose these. So these are going to have 4 clips on the upper portion here, 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 and here. This one, there's enough room on the top where you can actually fit your hand on the top portion. If you can't, you can always reach through here and kind of push down as you pull out. Again, all these parts I'm taking off, I like to actually bring outside and spray down with the cleaner. So here's your drain pan. So you're gonna have a clip kind of here, here, and here. This comes out, and this whole portion actually slides out. So even though I vacuumed it, there's still a little bit of moisture in here. Not a lot, but a little bit. So we had a couple of drips that fell down, but you know, we got a waterproof drop cloth here. That's why that's so important to have. Even if you're being careful, there's always the potential for a little bit of water to splash around. So then here, if you want to bring the angle in a little bit closer so you can kind of see the condition of it, the actual blower wheel and the coil, you know, and the dirt and stuff that's on there. So there's a decent amount of buildup on the actual blower wheel itself. And then if you look closely, you can actually see some buildup on the evaporator coil itself, which just happens, you know, that's normal. All right, so in here is our set screw. We just loosen up that set screw. We're gonna lift up on this portion. You're gonna have your little bearing for the blower. And then at this point, we're pretty much ready just to pull the blower wheel out itself. So then you have your blower wheel. And we're gonna just take that out and clean it in the yard with some cleaner as well. At this point, we can go ahead and put the Desolv kit on and actually clean the evaporator coil. You could see that it does definitely have some algae and growth on it, so we'll clean that in place. So right now we're gonna mix our cleaner and then bring out the components outside and actually clean the blower wheel, the whole cabinet, the filters, and the louvers and vanes. Once those are clean, we'll set them out, let them kind of dry, come in here, use the Desolv kit, and actually clean the rest of this portion here. When I clean the inside here, I'm going to put this back in place and actually hook up the shop vac on the outside. That way, as I'm cleaning it, we're getting all that cleaner going through our drain pan and getting sucked out. Here's our water level here. Like I said, I'm gonna do it 50-50. So we're, let's see here, just under a gallon. So I'll bring it to 1.5 gallons. That'll be good. So here you can kind of get a better look at the actual blower wheel and some of the dirt buildup in there. All right, so then we have our housing, vanes, and blower wheel. So we'll start with the blower wheel. We're just gonna spray that one down with a little bit of cleaner. And I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And then we'll spray down the vanes in the housing as well. So you got a little bit of buildup. This never gets terrible, but you get a little bit of buildup in here. That's normal. So then that one's clean. Prior, you'd get a little algae growth in here. After spraying it down with cleaner and just jetting it off, just get perfectly clean, like new again. So this one's before you get that, you know, you kind of got that dirt and stuff in there. And then after, you're perfectly clean. So. Okay, so now we have all that perfectly clean. I like to leave the blower wheel actually sitting the longest with the cleaner on it. It really helps break it up just a little bit more. You know, it's only been a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes, whatever it may be. So while this is drying, we'll finish cleaning the blower wheel. So my favorite thing to do, as far as cleaning it goes, is actually spray it like this, just like you would with a paint roller. And you can see all the debris coming out here on the ground. You got all this debris here. And that's it. So now you can see it's perfectly clean. Does an amazing job. All right, so here you have the piece. These slide behind the unit. This slides up behind the unit on the top as a support. So pretty straightforward. This one, you want to start by just putting it right there in the middle. This one here, you go here, and then you see this kind of slides behind the unit. Boom. And on this side, same thing, slides behind the unit. At that point, you want to tighten up these red strings and then also tighten up this one, which is going to support this from pulling apart. So this one's a little loose, so then you just pull this down and slide it behind the unit. It's got the little adjustable pieces there. Same thing with this one. Just pull it up, tighten it. Then you have this one here. Now this is keeping it in. These two red ones keep it up. Then you're going to take this piece here. It's got a little clip. That's going to hook up to your metal support up top, okay? That's what's going to keep this upward, catching all the water. So you get that to whatever supporting factor you want. There we go. And there's your frame. So what did that take? 35 seconds, 40 seconds? It's really not too bad. All right. And we're going to get our Desolv bag. So then you'll take this wedge. What that does is you can take this plastic and actually take it with this and wedge it underneath and behind the unit. Depending on how tightly that mounting bracket's on there, it's gonna affect how difficult it is. So then it holds it nice and flush up against there. Okay. And you'll just bring this part down into the bucket. So a good portion of this is actually running through the drain pan and out. Okay, so at this point, I'll do this a little bit more, and then we'll fill this pump sprayer up with water to completely rinse the whole evaporator coil, of any cleaners that it may have and get any finer dust and dirt that we didn't get out. But I'm gonna let that sit and kind of clean the coils for a while. That should be good there. I'm gonna shut that off. So here we're just doing the final rinse down. Gone through a couple jugs here. All right, so now we can just take the bib off, just throw it in the bucket, and we should be good to go. Get off the last couple drips here. So we have all of our clean materials. So we're gonna just go ahead and put everything back together. First, we're gonna start with the actual blower wheel. So we're gonna stick that back in. We got the bearing on the end. And the little bearing is gonna go on here. Which goes there, goes there. So you're gonna even this out. Make sure you get it down on the right section. All right, so we completed the preventative maintenance, used the Desolv cleaning kit, and now we're just testing the system operation, confirming everything's correct. So we don't want to use gauges on this system. The amount of refrigerant that they hold is such a, a couple ounces is going to affect the operation of it. So we know we have everything dialed in from when the system was originally installed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our 605 eyes, factor in, look at the spec sheet, factor in the cubic feet per minute that we're moving, which on this particular one in the high speed is going to be 420. So we're at 420 cubic feet per minute, and we're going to use our 605 eyes on the return side and the supply side and get delivered capacity, and that'll just give us confirmation that we're delivering the appropriate amount of BTUs. So it's really basic. I'm going to take these. We're going to put one here in the supply. Obviously you open these up, and then just right here on the top on the return side. So we're going to leave it there for about 5-10 minutes, let the system run, and then look at the readings, confirm we have the proper cooling power for this particular unit. But really simple. My favorite way of checking it, you don't even have to hook up gauges to it. It's functioning according to manufacturer specs. All right, we got our bucket cleaned out, and now put our cleaner in the other bib that comes with it, and the bracket and everything back in it. Good to go. That old bib, we'll just throw that out and not have to worry about cleaning it out or anything. All right, so we got our bracket for the bib. Put that in our cleaned out bucket. Then comes with a secondary bib. We'll use that on the next one. Clean it back in. That's good to go. Cool. So on the outside, we're gonna get the line temperature of the suction line as well as the expansion line. So on the ductless systems, You'll notice you only have the one hookup. Again, you know, we're not wanting to hook up gauges because this thing total charge is 2 pounds 9 ounces, and then per additional 5 feet is 1.62 ounces. So what we'll do is check our suction line temperature, which your suction line is going to be the larger one, which is going to be the bottom one, and then the smaller one, a lot of people get that confused as a liquid line, but that's actually going to be your expansion line. If you didn't have the 605 eyes and you really needed to check your suction pressure and superheat, even though that's not an accurate way of actually checking the charge on it, but if you were to use anything to actually look at the pressure, I would recommend, you know, something like this. This is the 549i. That way you don't have any loss of charge in the actual hoses, and it can just hook up right here, and you don't have to be too concerned about losing refrigerant. But again, if you have the Testo 605s, you can get delivered capacity and you don't even have to worry about that. So right now we know we're delivering the appropriate amount of cooling capacity. We already checked our expansion line temperature, our suction line temperature. I just wanted to get kind of the amp draws on the entire system, then the amp draws on the interior system as well. So the indoor unit is pulling 0.2 amps. The entire system, the outdoor unit, including the indoor unit, which is pulling the 0.2 amps, is pulling 2.59 amps. These are incredibly efficient units. All right, we have the whole outdoor unit cleaned up. Again, we didn't even have to hook up to the refrigerant circuit to know that everything's working properly. So button it up, set it back up to the desired temperature, and we'll be good to go. Last thing we want to do is confirm proper drainage. Yep, nice steady drip. That's good. Hopefully that was helpful. It was a lot of fun digging through it, you know, pulling and cleaning the blower wheel, checking the delivered capacity with the Testo 605 eyes after looking at the specs and, you know, cubic feet delivered, and also using the Desolv kit, being able to clean that evaporator coil in place and really eliminate any dirt and debris that's stuck in that coil with minimal mess. You don't have to worry about the walls getting soaked, you know, the dresser below. We always are going to use drop cloths. That's the best practice, but I think it was a good success. Thanks guys. Catch you next time.